Hello, this is Iris Faye, and I wanted to discuss with you all today chakras and a little bit brief overview of them and how you can work on them. So each and every one of these chakras can essentially be its own video, but this is going to be a brief overview. So essentially the chakras are the energy centers of the body that go from the base of the spine to the top of the head, and they essentially run our life. They are the energy that flows through us, and when one is overactive or one is blocked, there will be an imbalance in some area of our life, whether it be physically, it could manifest in physical ailments and issues, to emotional problems, to a myriad of different problems we could have. So that's why it's so important to try to recognize these and balance these the best you can. So, the first chakra at the root of the spine is the root chakra. And this is the one that essentially balances you. You are grounded wherever you go. There's an example of when it's imbalance is when you go out somewhere to some place you're unfamiliar with and you have so much anxiety and very upset regarding that. Whereas a balanced root chakra, it'll be you feel much more comfortable and confident going to these different places. You go out in nature, you go out in different areas, and you can be much more balanced and calm. And as for me, this is one area that has been worked on over the years. That used to be very imbalanced for me, and I used to be very anxious going new places. And then I worked on that, and I became more comfortable, and now it's like I don't even give it any thought. So it's been a huge improvement for me. And that'd be something else I will be sharing my own experience going through this, because it is quite interesting, my own experience through this as well. So the next chakra is the Sacral Chakra, which is located a little bit up from the base of the spine. And it's essentially like in your reproductive organs. And that's essentially what it's for. It's the sexual energy. And if it's overbalanced or if it's underbalanced in any way, it can be addictions can come into play, whether it be addictions related specifically to sex, but it could also be drug addictions and those sorts of things. Addictions, as in just addictive behavior in general, can be very, very problematic for a lot of people. It doesn't matter what substances it is or activity. Addictions can wreak havoc on someone's life. And as for me, it was mostly balancing it for me is about becoming comfortable with my sexuality, becoming comfortable with how I am. A lot of people feel so ashamed of their sexuality when there's really nothing to be ashamed of, because we are sexual creatures as human beings. But that doesn't delegitimize some of the people who do have some of the problems with sexuality. So balancing that may be able to help in that area. Going up is the solar plexus, which is in your stomach area. It's your digestive system, and that's the organs that it runs. And because of the stomach being so interconnected with the mind, it does help with your emotions and regulating your mind. So balancing that, you can be more at ease with your emotions, your emotional state, your ability to cope with extreme anger and depression and all of those sort of things. And that was another key area that I started to go through. This has all been the steps for me, going from root up. It'd be so interesting. So the solar plexus for me, it was working on that extreme anger that I had, that extreme emotions, just emotions all over the place. And I learned to balance them. I learned to not get so upset so easily. Of course, I still get angry. I get upset. I get happy. I get all the emotions. But I don't let them absolutely control and dominate my life. If I get angry, I don't go in a rage. I deal with it, I feel the anger, and then I let it pass. So that can be extremely helpful balancing that chakra for that reason. Going up is the heart chakra. And like the name implies, it is for your heart. Love and acceptance and giving love to others and accepting love. Both of these, because you can give love to someone, but you may not be able to accept love. Or maybe you want to accept love from everyone, but you don't want to give any love. It's a balance. It's a little bit of both. And balancing this will allow you to see the beauty and love in everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a human being, an animal, a plant, nature, everything around you. So this can be extremely beneficial at beginning to love and accept the world around you and find beauty in everything. And for me, this was another area that was very, very blocked. This was probably one of the most blocked areas because I didn't accept love into my life. I didn't want to give any love. I felt unworthy of any kind of love. But I worked on that, and I met people who would change that and helped me get through that, helped me realize that I am worth it. I am worth love. I am worth being loved. I am worth giving love to another person, someone else, other people accept my love. And that's something else very crucial too, because you can give all the love, but if you don't feel as though it is accepted, that can make you feel so upset. But there are people who do accept it and do love you in return. Going up next is the throat chakra. This is another one that was very, very blocked for me as well. This one essentially is your communication, your voice, getting your voice out there, making your voice heard, speaking up. And that's exactly where I had a problem. I would just sit back and just let things happen. I couldn't speak up, even now to some degree. That's how it feels for me. Like I don't speak up as much as I could. But that is the area that I'm currently working on. This is where I'm currently working from at the moment as this energy is flowing up. This is where I'm making my voice heard. I'm letting people know my ideas. And that's what's so amazing and so incredible. Going up next, the third eye chakra, or the brow chakra, sometimes called that. The third eye chakra is essentially your psychic abilities, your intuition. It depends on how you look at it. You can know things intuitively without any form of information about it. You may know something's going to happen before it happens. You may think in your mind about a friend, they think at you at the same time, and then you two reach out to one another at the same time. It's this intuition that we all have that a lot of us may be dormant with, but a lot of us really excel in. And when you harness that natural ability that we all have, then you can begin to really reshape your life, and you begin to go on the path in your own life as, what do I really want? What is my intuition telling me? Sometimes it can be scary relying on your intuition because you don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes it can lead you to illogical things, and it doesn't always have a positive outcome, but when you listen to your intuition, it will guide you on that right path. And for me, this is obviously the next area that's going to be worked on, but this area in itself has been very, very big for me as it is, because I've been very intuitive my entire life. I've always felt connected to myself. I've always known intuitively what I need to do, what I should do, and I'm always guided by that intuition. And finally, the crown chakra above the head, sometimes at the top of the head or above it, this essentially connects you to the universe, to this universal energy that flows through each of us. This is like your connection to higher power, to God, whatever you believe in. This energy center can be very, very powerful, but the downside is that when it's overactive, you can be arrogant and narcissistic. You can think that you are God. You are the most powerful being because you're thinking all up here. You're thinking you're on the top of everything. And for me, I've felt as though that this energy center, much like the third eye chakra, is very connected. I feel connected always to the universe and what's around me. Not so much the earth when I've had the imbalanced root chakra, but just this harmony and this balance connected to myself, my true self, my higher self. That's what it connects you to. So, balancing these can be a whole topic in itself. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but I certainly hope that this video was helpful to you. And if you have any suggestions or how you've balanced some of these, or if you would like to balance them, if you would like to hear how to balance these at some point, I would certainly love to hear it. I have done a guided meditation in the past about how to balance your chakras. I do all of them, all 7, in the guided meditation, so I will link that in the video. And if you have any other suggestions, please feel free to let me know. I want to thank you for watching this and thank you for listening to my information, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead, okay? Bye-bye.